Within the familiar realm of horizontally restricted adventuring, there was nothing left for Nintendo's nimble plumber to accomplish. He created that realm, he perfected it, and just when you thought it couldn't get any better, he reinvented it. Veni Vidi Vici, that is to say, Super Mario came, saw, and conquered the two-dimensional platformer. And you know, he probably could have done it again. After all, recent history has shown that he still had some 2D tricks left up his sleeve, but at that moment, in 1996, Mario had earned a bigger stage. It was time for another breakthrough for his franchise, a series that would soon require a third freaking dimension just to be contained. This is Super Mario 64, and this is magic in electronic form. Now, context is crucial when looking back at classic games, but with Super Mario 64, it's absolutely vital. This is probably lost on those who started playing video games in this one's wake, but in 1996, there'd never been anything like Super Mario 64. Now, sure, there'd been 3D graphics in varying capacities, but there'd never been such a fully realized 3D game, such an interactive world in which anything seemed possible. The game makes its eloquent mission statement within its opening minutes. Mario arrives at Princess Peach's castle via the classic warp pipe, leaping into the air for the very first time in full 3D. Incredible as that mere visual was, the real magic happened when the game handed over control, a degree to which the player had never experienced before. Simply running around outside the castle and enjoying the freedom of moving Mario in true 3D space. I mean, we were in love before the game had even started. Of course, beyond the novelty of controlling Mario in full 3D, there's a meticulous attention to detail evident in virtually every aspect of Super Mario 64's design. Speaking of the opening sequence, you'll notice it doesn't use music. It only uses natural sound. The chirping of birds, the rushing of nearby water, the pitter-patter of Mario's feet. Nintendo realized the significance of this moment, so they didn't let anything get in its way. They simply highlighted it with brilliant staging and use of sound. And again, that's just the opening scene. It's that kind of uncanny foresight and design that runs through virtually every level of Super Mario 64. Of course, for all the breakthroughs this game made in terms of design and graphics and control and platforming, time hasn't been very kind to it. Playing this game with the benefit of retrospect, you do notice a few flaws, foremost among them, a wonky camera. Of course, to be fair, this was the infancy of the 3D camera, so the shortcomings are understandable, but still, compared to the Galaxy games, for example, it's a real struggle in Super Mario 64. Also, as with many Nintendo 64 games, the visuals haven't aged all that well either. What was once one of the most beautiful games of all time has kind of become a blurry mess. In fact, the game looks much better on the Wii Virtual Console than in its original cartridge form, which you see here, so keep that in mind when hunting down a copy. Yet hunt down a copy you must. Consider this the 3D equivalent to the original Super Mario Bros. Sure, it shows its age, but Super Mario 64 was truly the first of its kind. It successfully translated the Super Mario concept, both mechanics and aesthetics, into 3D. And by inspiring an entire industry to jump into a new dimension, few games have been as groundbreaking and influential as Super Mario 64.